see the difference. You might not notice it much there, but there's quite a considerable difference there between those two case sizes, and that's what we're going to see change with airlines possibly. Let me tell you a bit about the rules on that. I've got a guest we're going to chat to as well. Morning, everyone. At the moment, now, different airlines have slightly different size rules, and the trade body that represents over 200 airlines wants to make it simpler, with a new standard maximum of 55 centimetres high, 35 centimetres wide and 20 deep. Now, that is 5 centimetres narrower than the maximum which you currently get for, let's say, a Ryanair or a Thomas Cook flight, and it's significantly smaller than what you are allowed for your hand luggage in a British Airways cabin. So potential changes could affect a lot of people who are packing at home for their holidays. Bob Atkinson from Travel Supermarket is here. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Steph.
So just explain what the difference is and kind of what difference it will make to people when they're travelling.
OK, so basically the issue is that people get on board planes nowadays and take everything in their hand luggage when they can, especially going on low-cost carriers, because they don't want to pay those fees to put a bag into the hold, which can be, you know, 50, 60 pounds each way sometimes. So, of course, we're all rocking up now with our hand luggage, cramming everything we can in, filling our pockets with everything. And, of course, if you're one of the last people to get on board a plane where everybody's done that, you're going to face the issue of, well, where is my bag going to go? And the airline then take it off you and put it in a hold, and it can get quite nasty. And one of my friends has only tweeted me this morning saying, that happened to me only last week.
And me.
Oh, well, there you go then. It becomes a fight on board. And, of course, that then delays the turnaround of an aircraft, and that's not good for the airline. So what the IATA is saying is, hey, you know, if we brought in a new standard size of cabin bag and applied it, which makes it easier for customers to understand the difference between different airlines, then on an aircraft of kind of 120 seats or more, which is what most of us travel to holiday destinations on, we could all go on with one piece of hand luggage. It would all go in the overhead lockers, and then we'd all be happy and they'd get things turned around. The problem is this proposed size is 40% smaller than this larger bag here, which is the black bag, the EasyJet British Airways size. And even Ryanair, who has a pretty stingy hand luggage size in comparison, it's 12% smaller than that. So it's smaller than what we're used to now.
So why are they doing it smaller than all of the others? If you say, for example, Ryanair is quite stingy, why is it even smaller than that?
Well, the proposal is to try to address that everybody then could get a bag on board. But I'm not necessarily sure that's the right way to go about this, because, you know, there are other things that can be done. So, for instance, Boeing, one of the big aircraft manufacturers, they've got a new 737 aircraft in production now, and part of that, when it comes online in 2017, is having much bigger luggage lockers. So if the luggage lockers were bigger, then you could get these kind of sizes in and more people could travel with those anyway. And of course, you've got under seat as well, so you can use the under seat, and not everybody's going to turn up with hand luggage. So I'm not sure it's going to be adopted by all airlines.
But wouldn't that go against the airlines who want to make money from putting stuff in the hold, though? Because isn't it in their interest that it gets smaller so that people will put things
Well, in
on? Some
ways you would argue it would, but of course they might then charge you the fee to get that luggage away. Then you could travel away with all your shoes and all your other things that you might want to, and have to cram them into this small bag. But of course, you as a customer have to pay that, but then the airline also then incurs costs, because they've got to have people on the ground unloading and loading their aircraft. And that's one of the things that Ryanair has been so successful at, which is encouraging us to travel with as little baggage as possible in the hold to get the costs down, get the aircraft turned around, and that follows through into prices. The more efficient they can be, the better the deal we get.
So when do you think this rule change might come in?
Well, some airlines have already said they're going to adopt it. So Lufthansa, which is a fairly big carrier, that's actually a Lufthansa cabin bag, and I will no longer be able to get that on board their aircraft. People like Emirates, Qatar, and also Cathay have said they're going to bring it in. They haven't given dates yet, but that probably is going to be sometime over these next few months. We'll have to see what happens with the other big UK airlines, whether any of them dare to be first to do it, and therefore probably annoy us, the paying passengers who keep their aircraft flying.
So basically what you're telling me, Bob, is I can take fewer shoes on holiday?
Well, I think you should travel with less shoes, or less heels, perhaps. Less heels, perhaps. Be more economical.
Less heels? I can't do that. Thanks very much, Bob.
Absolutely atrocious suggestion to take fewer high heels.
You could join in as well.
What you do see, of course, is you see people wearing more and more clothes, don't you?
Layers. Yeah, because that's what people layer up walking into the airport, don't they? I've seen that.
Now we're going to need bigger seats. Steph, thanks very much.
7:56 the time now.